President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has continued to make pleas to leaders around the globe for their assistance for the Ukrainians. As Russian invasion continues into its second week, casualties have fallen on both military and civilians alike. We now have the honor to be joined by the ambassador of Ukraine to Indonesia, His Excellency Vasyl Hamianin, joining us live via Zoom application to talk more to us about this. Your Excellency, thank you very much. We know that you are amid such busy schedule, but taking your time to join us here, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Good evening. Merdeka atau mati.
All right.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Your Excellency, first allow us to express our deepest condolences to all the fallen victims in Ukraine. How do you think Indonesia can best contribute to the humanitarian aids and efforts for the Ukrainians?
First of all, thank you very much for your position. And really, the videos we saw, it will give us the full right, finally, to condemn Russian aggression and the atrocities, the crimes against humanity they commit now in Ukraine, this very moment, this very minute. You just showed two places in Ukraine. It's like Chernihiv and some of Kharkiv. In fact, now there we have hundreds and thousands of people killed or wounded as a result of missiles and attacks and bombings in the cities of Mariupol also, and many other cities. So I'm grateful that you called it the aggression or the invasion, but not the conflict, because it's no military operation or military conflict. The guys directly, the Russian invaders directly kill the civilians and attack the cities, peaceful cities. Now, sorry, I'm talking from my phone, so it's now a bit unstable. Now, what I'm answering a question. I would hope that the nations of this world will stand up and first strongly condemn the Russian aggression, strongly condemn the Russian fascist regime in direct words, direct wording, because humanitarian and ecological crisis we are going to face. So these are huge challenges. If you may know, the hundreds and even hundreds of thousands of people lost their houses, and it's like -2 on the ground.
All right, Your Excellency. However, global condemnations and calls to stop the war and to stop the invasions have been pouring in from around the globe, not only from a specific country, but this so far haven't seemed to deter the invasion itself. So what can we hope in the future in terms of a ceasefire in between the two countries, Ukraine and Russia?
Well, I really doubt that Russian invaders would like to really have a ceasefire, and I really doubt they are sincere in the declaration to negotiate, to sit down and talk diplomatically about this issue. Because while on the eve of negotiation, every time they declare they want to sit down and talk, they start bombing Ukrainian cities. First time it was Kharkiv. Second time it was like Mariupol, which I don't know. I didn't see the last videos from that, but they say it is nearly destroyed to the ground. So they don't want to talk. And what I really expect is the only wish and only prayers of all this is to stop the war. Anything can be employed. Anything, any methods, any pressure, any sanctions, anything should be used immediately. Otherwise, we would be talking about a real catastrophe, and it's 21st century, center of Europe. It's like nobody wants the Third World War, and we have to stop the aggressor. But by all means, I repeat, I don't expect the sincerity from the aggressor, because they're lying all the time through the diplomatic channels, through media. They're trying to disinform all the people about what they are doing, what they're committing, these atrocities. So how would it end? It will end sooner or later, better sooner, and we pray for this. And it will end the day last Russian soldier leaves Ukrainian territory or dies in Ukraine.
Your Excellency, you mentioned briefly there over the peace talks, and we are aware that yesterday the third negotiations and peace talks have taken place with no significant agreements in between delegations of the two countries. So what can the global public can expect for further negotiations efforts and, together sit-downs in between Ukraine and Russia? Because we sincerely hope that a permanent solution can be agreed upon, not only a temporary ceasefire.
As one of my so admired by me, the leaders of our state said that the hopes that diplomacy will win. But the problem is, Russian Federation, just imagine it, they used the whole army of Russian Federation, of a huge country, to attack Ukraine simultaneously. So if we go directly, like waiting and expecting something from whatever peaceful talks, that might not be the country to talk about. That might not be Ukraine anymore to discuss and to negotiate around. So it's matters of days. It's not matters of months and long talks like for months, for years, peaceful negotiations. Now we are talking about the days and hours, because the aggression, the scale of this aggression is so huge. They employed hundreds of thousands of soldiers, hundreds and thousands of tanks, hundreds of missiles and aviation, hard aviation, bombardment, everything. They employed nearly all the armed forces of Russian Federation. So this is talk. They should stop killing the civilians.
Your Excellency, Ambassador, you touched a little bit then upon the massive scale of invasions happening now in Ukraine. For us here in Indonesia, most of us can only observe from the visuals, from the reports, from the pictures that we see from different medias airing the latest updates from Ukraine. But from your own first-hand experiences, from the stories that you hear from your own probably families or relatives or colleagues back in Ukraine, can you give us a sense of atmosphere, the harrowing conditions and situations that the people there are currently experiencing?
I can tell you, because my whole family is there. My kids, my wife, my mother, my in-law, the mother-of-in-law, all my friends, everybody whom I dearly love, they are still in Ukraine, and they are still in the zone of the bombardments. And it's a pain for me every day, every minute. And of course, I get in contact with them all permanently from time to time. I would like to tell you this.
All right.
What we are afraid of, if there is to be afraid of, is for the lives of our children and our dear loved ones. That's what we are afraid of. We're not afraid to die. We are very confident that we will defeat the enemy. And now I'm telling you the truth, that it is a nation that fights the aggressors. From children to elders, from the disabled people to everyone is fighting. Everyone is doing something important to fight, to defeat the enemy. So there is no panic. There is a great confidence in my country. There is something that I heard from Surabaya speech of Bung Tomo. This is something very decisive. We are ready to die. We are ready to die. But we have to defeat the strong enemy, and it will happen.
This invasion has become some sort of a global undertaking to discuss and to find the solutions. But now that you are residing in Indonesia, and Ukraine and Indonesia has gone many years throughout bilateral relations, how do you think moving forwards this particular calamity will impact in the longer run the bilateral relations?
What I knew from the history books, what I knew from my friends, how I perceive the reaction of Indonesian people to what happens in Ukraine, I'm very confident. No, let's first start what I understand. I understand that Indonesian people experienced as much as we are experiencing now, back in 40s. And Indonesian nations were the proud nations who defeated the
All right. Apparently, we're having some technical difficulties with our connection with the ambassador of Ukraine to Indonesia, His Excellency Vasyl Hamianin. We do, however, express our deepest gratitude to you.
For 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations this year. So I think it will prevail. The peace will prevail, and the cooperation and stability and development will prevail. Thank you so much.
All right, so peace, we do sincerely hope for that. Once again, thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador of Ukraine to Indonesia, Vasyl Hamianin, for talking to us here at TVRI World.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move over to the next report now. Many women and girls have experienced discrimination and inequality. Even almost at every job, women and girls are stereotyped as weak and not capable enough to be a leader. And today, March the 8th, marks the International Women's Day, a day to celebrate women's contributions and achievements. Let's have a look.